Before that, for the benefit of those listening who may not be Virginia-born like you and me, as we're entering the celebration of America's 250th, why don't you just give a little context and perspective for who preceded you as governor of Virginia and who some of those founders were that really made such an impact?
Well, I'm reminded every day. I wake up in a house that was procured by Monroe. And I walk down the steps of the governor's mansion in Richmond, and I see a Capitol that was designed by Thomas Jefferson. And then I look across Capitol Square, and I see this immensely impressive statue of George Washington on horseback. And then I take a right, and I go work in the Patrick Henry Building. And I have to say, every day I'm reminded that there were founders of this nation from Virginia who were willing to sacrifice everything, not to work harder tomorrow than they'd ever worked, but literally to sacrifice everything for the basic truth that we are endowed with inalienable rights, and among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that endowment comes from an almighty creator. This basic concept was so revolutionary, never been transformed into a nation, not to mention a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. That is our nation today. And I just have always carried with me an immense sense of both humility for what these men were willing to sacrifice and their families, but also just a deep sense of pride with a good P as opposed to bad pride in what Virginia contributed. And I think that's part of why this job as governor in the Commonwealth of Virginia is one that comes with expectations that we are going to move Virginia forward, and we're not going to let her stagnate or fall back. And I'm constantly humbled beyond belief that my name as number 74 is on a list with these founders who, as I said, envisioned a nation's aspiration that they knew we couldn't live up to. And yet they set the most bold aspiration for a nation that would reflect these basic truths. And that's why every day I go to work with a real sense of responsibility, but also opportunity to serve, because I know that every day we can make a difference.